Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Hey, yo, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster here in the house. D-Mac away with Detroit Red Wings fantasy camp for the rest of the week. We have Sam Flannel, however, and we have Spencer Raxter, by the way. And you guys know we like to do this from time to time. Yeah, we're going to get into all the sports and stuff like that. Our Lions hometown here will be in studio. Very interesting story with him as well. We're going to get into the sports. We're going to get into the football. DK Metcalf doesn't think too much about old Jeff Okudah. Yeah. We'll discuss that. I have a lot of thoughts on that. But I wanted to ask you guys this. And remember, jump in our woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get involved and get your thoughts in on this. Our guy Spencer Raxter yesterday brought in a very artistic lunch to the studio. And then today, he's sitting over there in the chair, Terry, and he starts talking about how he's got his peanut butter and banana sandwich.
And he's got this goofy look on his face, like he just
can't wait for it.
Right.
Can't wait for it. And look, that look right there. That look right there on you guys know the trademark Spencer Raxter
Very
look.
Excited.
But it did get me thinking about it, because what's better than when you got a hype lunch, when you bring like just a lunch that you're fired up about to work. But it changes the whole complexion of the workday.
Right, because you're looking forward to that. You know who guys do that a lot? Construction workers.
Yes.
You can tell when they have a bullshit lunch. They're like, let me do my little rivets. But then when they got something, when mama made them something good, they're like, yay. They got 2 sandwiches. They got an apple. They got chips.
Oh, yeah.
They got dessert. And I'm convinced in the thermos, that's not water in there. The thermos is spiked with something.
Vodka.
Yeah. And those dudes are hyped up.
Yeah. For me, back in the day, my thing was the leftover Chinese food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would be hype. Mm-hmm. I would be hype about some almond boneless chicken. Mm-hmm. Or if a shrimp with lobsters or whatever it was.
Yeah, yesterday I had, it was meatloaf, orange chicken, mac and cheese, and red beans and rice. It was a good plate.
See, that look right there. Yeah. That look right there on his face. Again, that tells the whole story with him. But it's just something where it just hits everything different. What about you, Sam Flannel? What got you going when you would bring it for lunch?
So I'm a weirdo. I don't really eat lunch more often than not. I'm a 1 meal a day kind of guy, starve all day, and have like a super lit dinner at night. So lunch doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but I might be the weird one. Although when we have surprises in the Woodward Sports office, of course I partake, and of course I'm a little bit more hyped than usual. So I get your point, but I'm not usually a lunch person. I'm kind of curious if anyone else in the chat is sort of a starve all day and only eat dinner kind of guy.
That's kind of how I operate now. I'll do like the granola bar for breakfast or whatever, because you go do the distance training on the treadmill or whatever. So I'm not a big lunch person either. I'm about the dinner life.
Yep,
that's
right.
It. You're training for the New York Marathon.
No. We've been kicking the tires on doing a triathlon next summer. Not like the full, not like the full one, like one of the mini triathlons. I was actually picking Spencer Raxter's brain on the swimming part of it. Yeah. Half a mile swim.
Yeah. It's it depends what it is. It's like, because the 500 is an event at swimming, and if you're good, you're around 6:30. Anywhere from 6 to 6:30. So I'd say, I told you about 10 minutes would be a good pace. It's easy once you just get your pace going. You'll get that like runner's high. Yeah. Where you just don't even notice it, and you just keep going.
And skip the triathlon. You know what you should do? Swim the English Channel.
2 hours in that chop, and I feel better than I ever.
The jellyfish should be all over stinging his ass.
No,
it'd be great.
No, I'm not. I'm not about that.
Okay.
No, I'm not about that. I'll do about that half mile. That'll be about the life that I'm in. I think it's a half mile swim, Terry. It's a 13-mile bike ride, and then it's running a 5K. So that's what it is. When you gonna learn
to ride a bike?
That's a little How hard is it to ride a bike, T-Foss? Hey,
everybody doesn't know how to ride.
It's like riding a bike. You never forget.
Well, you got to learn first.
Yeah, absolutely. Doughboy Steve, breakfast for dinner. I've never been. I know a lot of people are about that. I've never been about that.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not opposed. I'll go home. I'll make some eggs if there's nothing else. Some over easy eggs, some bacon. Can't go wrong.
But see, like, here's me, and look, T-Foss, I've always told you guys, I'm lazy. Like, as a person, I'm lazy. And I know it. And I try to make that a strength. The thing with the bacon, I'm not about cleaning up after it. I'm not about scraping out that pan or anything. Like, do I like bacon? Yeah, everybody, for the most part likes it. It's a little overhyped, but...
Yeah, sausage is better.
I got a solution for you.
What's that?
We get the bacon that's already cooked.
That's what I get
and
too.
You just throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
No mess. You eat it.
No fuss needed.
No fuss.
It's pretty good. You can make it. Do you like yours crispy?
Absolutely. Yeah, borderline
You can make yours crispy, chewy, whatever you want. Just throw it in the microwave.
T-Foss,
put it in a
come
napkin.
on, man. I'm not doing bacon out of a microwave, man.
Well, you said you're lazy.
Right.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I get the pre-cooked
I make
bacon
breakfast
too.
sandwiches and put the bacon in the microwave.
But
it's good.
I just throw the bacon in the pan with the eggs while they're cooking, so it just gets a little crispy. But yeah, I get the pre-cooked bacon too. It's so cheap, and it's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to deal with it. So, yeah. But that's a lot of things. I just don't want to deal with the clean. I hate the cleanup, man. Hate it. So I'd rather just not eat.
That's right.
Microwave bacon, man. That's the way to go if you're lazy.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see though. But yeah, Spence was fired up about his sandwich. I have a propensity to get fired up when you got a good lunch, at least back in the lunch having days. Rest in peace, Coolio. By the way, we lost Coolio yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that. Bad news.
At the age of 59. And, he provided a soundtrack for a lot of the 90s. Of course, the soundtrack to Dangerous Minds, the movie. So, rest in peace,
You
Coolio.
go around the office singing all his songs, so I'm impressed.
I do not. I wonder, I'm sure in Stick's career, I'm sure he crossed paths with Coolio before.
Vegas.
In Vegas? Of course. You guys don't know about Stick's life, man. It's an incredible tale. It's an absolutely incredible tale. But all right, what about the youngsters? Spence?
Yeah.
A lot of love for Coolio still with the youngsters?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, R.I.P. He's a legend. He did the theme song to Keenan and Kel, so,
That's true. That's true. Woodwardsports.com chat thread, AC. AC and I are vibing on this one. T-Foss, microwave bacon is disgusting. You're a grown man, SMH.
It's delicious. SMA.
No. Ludicorp says Coolio raised us on Nickelodeon.
He did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Coolio was smart. Like, he got the hits, and then he went corporate. Sold out.
That's what you got to do, man.
Give me you guys know me. The first opportunity I get, I'll sell out.
Yeah, but
me too.
I'll be doing pitches for microwavable bacon.
Don't you always sell out when you hit it big
Yes.
as a rapper? Ice-T sold out. Ice Cube sold out.
Yeah, he did. Neal, if Cream of Wheat offered you six figures, would you do their
Yes.
Candy corn.
Yes. Neal Ruhl here for candy corn.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. Mix it with cashews. It's my favorite on a fall day.
Oh, God, that sounds awful.
This is great.
Camera shuts off. Spitting it all out.
Pulling up my bank app. Did the check's cleared?
Yeah?
Okay.
All right.
No, I would certainly do it. GW the Kid says no, they did not sell out. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people did.
Ice-T for sure sold out.
Well, are you selling out or are you maximizing yourself?
I'd sell out. Dude, catch me as Peyton Manning. Give me 20 commercials.
I'll do them all.
Yeah, for sure. Come on now.
I will. I'll do them all.
I mean, Ice Cube is like MFing everybody all over, and then he's on the
doing
kids
Disney
program.
movies.
Yeah,
Right.
then he's the
doing Disney
babysitter.
movies.
Yeah. Road
And
trip.
he's lovable.
313 Locked on our WoodwardSports.com chat thread wants to know, is microwavable bacon safe to eat?
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
is anything safe to eat?
Fish is not safe to eat.
I'd eat fish.
How do you not?
Francis Garcia says, I'd sell out for $800. Well, that's not like selling out at that. But there's got to be commas,
Yeah,
right?
that's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can use the right
$800.
word.
I was just trying to pay the rent for the month.
Yeah.
There's different verbiage for that.
Yeah, Max Lee, and this is actually something that we're going to get into coming up in just a couple of minutes. Who do you guys think Okudah's lined up on, Metcalf or Lockett? Gino prefers throwing to Lockett. Seems Okudah's matchup's better with him physically. We are going to discuss. We have the audio
We do.
of DK Metcalf and his thoughts on Jeff Okudah, which we will talk about in just a couple of minutes. The Tigers won again. Look, real quick, we're going to spend 2 minutes on this. Is it pissing anybody off that they're winning games? Because it's really bothering me right now. It's really pissing me off.
Why? Javi Baez looks great.
Oh, yeah. No, and you know what, man? We're not having that.
You just reminded me. Did you see the video of Sister Jean striking out Javi Baez?
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, why do you decide to win when it's now starting to get cold? Nobody cares. Nobody's watching you, and you're not going to get like. I mean, the Tigers were so bad. I heard Major League Baseball was going to give them the first 2 picks of the draft.
No, but you know what though? They're now within a half a game of the Royals, so that's bad. As I was looking at the standings, they've passed a lot of teams as far as draft positioning goes. They've actually. Let me see here. When you look at it, they've actually sitting at 62 wins. They're within a half a game of the Royals now. Oakland's worse than them. You weren't going to catch them. But they recently passed the Reds and the Pirates.
All right,
one
you
win
need
to
to
keep
relax.
But that's not it, Terry.
No,
No.
Relax.
That's not it. This time it's not it.
All right. Let me hear
It
it.
pisses me off because I got to hear, and you'll hear this next year. Well, they closed strong, and the Bats woke up in September. Piss on that, dude. No, you don't get. None of this matters. This is
Neal, that's
this is a
gonna be
fake
two,
comeback.
2 people saying that.
T. Foss.
It'll be 2 people
No,
saying that.
no. T. In this WoodwardSports.com chat thread, we're gonna see it. Well, they closed stronger, but
Okay, you'll see it from one
Candelario
person
still
and
can't
get
get a hit
pissed off.
though, right? Huh?
Who cares? That'll be one person saying, "Yeah, my Tigers,"
more-
because he'll love the Tigers so much it doesn't matter.
No, and look, I know the baseball draft is a little bit different. It's how much you want to pay guys and all that kind of the baseball draft hits different. But if I can have the choice between the 3rd pick and the 7th pick, I'm always going to pick the 3rd pick.
It doesn't matter because in baseball they miss so much. You're still going to get, if you are in charge of it, we'll still get the best player.
Well, I look forward to the day when they're a 26-year-old prospect, too, for the Tigers.
26-year-old prospect. And just a little note on the Tigers before we go to break. Out of all Tigers with qualified at-bats, Javier Baez leads them in every single offensive category. 239 batting average, 15 home runs, 61 RBIs, a putrid 280 on base percentage, and 127 hits. That's with qualified at-bats. Javier Baez leads the Tigers in every major statistical category.
I'm going to tell you something. That shows how bad the Tigers suck.
Oh, and I'm the one cheering that from the mountaintops. I hate Javier Baez. I think he's a baseball eyesore, and the Tigers should have never signed him. And this is just proof. But it also is proof of how bad everyone else is. My goodness. So if anybody wants to say anything about how they close strong, just remember that. And that is going to be the case at the end of the season because there's only a few games left. Javier Baez is leading your team in every major statistical category. And I just read off the stats. Pathetic, putrid. This Tigers season was... It might have even hit worse than 2019, honestly.
Yeah, it's awful, and I'm not having it. And I'm making a mental note of this. And next year, when opening day comes rolling around, I'm stomping that ish out right away. I'm not having it. I'm not having it at all. So I'm not doing it, Terry. I'm not allowing it to happen.
That's kind of like me winning sexiest guy because nobody showed up for work that day. I mean, who cares?
Yeah. So
he still stinks.
So we're not having that discussion. Yes, we will take a break. Hey, Tigers need a guardian offensively. I know that.
That is for sure. They need a guardian on both sides of the field. And right now is the perfect time to make sure the things that are important to you are safe and you have peace of mind and home security from Guardian Alarm, the most trusted name in home and business security. With 24/7 local monitoring, you can have the peace of mind knowing you're being backed by the best. All you have to do is call 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many days
nice to meet you,
of
man.
flannel?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
How many days of flannel protection?
139.
139 days of flannel protection from Guardian Alarm.
New to the game or
Corporal,
a seasoned
thanks for
veteran,
coming out.
OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
And I hold that up.
Ribbit, what's everybody? It's
It's
Spencer
already on.
for Big Frog. And right now you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month
As long as
long
there's a green
at
light.
Big Frog in Novi. I don't even have one of those. All I have is the Draft Cocaine shirt, and I can't wear that. It's got Adam's face on it. So make sure you go to Big Frog Novi, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out a shirt on the spot. Go visit them at Big Frog Novi or check them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, happy to have you with us here on a Thursday morning. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Now, usually we do this on Friday, bit of a schedule adjustment this week, but you know every week the Lions have a home game. They honor one of our very own in their hometown Heroes event that they do during the game this week, of course, against the Seattle Seahawks. You will see this man out on the field at Ford Field. He is from the U.S. Marine Corps veteran, Corporal Gerald McGregor, lifelong Detroit resident, attended Southwest High School in Detroit, 2 years at the University of Michigan before he entered the Marines in 1955 and served as an infantryman in Company C, 1st Battalion, 9th Marines for 14 months in Japan before coming back stateside until the conclusion of his service in 1959. He retired in 1992 where he worked for the city of Warren for nearly 30 years. And you know, Gerald, it's something that, first off, we appreciate your service. We appreciate you coming out here. You're a huge Lions fan.
Yes.
Lifelong, right?
Yes.
And this is a neat part of the story here. When you were working a paper route in your neighborhood, when you were a young buck,
Yep.
you bought your first Lions season tickets with your father. You still have those tickets right now, 72 years later.
Yes.
The main question the fans are going to ask you, how'd you stay on board for that long?
Well, I love the Lions and I love football. So when we started out back in 1950, tickets were not very expensive. I guess according, price-wise, but the Lions opened up bleacher seats for season tickets. So I shared them with my father, and he held the tickets with me till I came out of the service in 1959, and I took over the tickets entirely, and I've held them ever since until this year. Actually, my grandson Corey here,
Yeah.
he took over my tickets now.
Okay. All
I
right.
want to say you are a rare bird. You know why? Because
Yes.
you saw the Lions win a championship.
No, I didn't.
How'd you not see
I have
that?
to clarify the story a little bit.
Yeah.
I was stationed in Okinawa,
Oh, that's why.
and I was on Okinawa from 1956 till I came back to the States in 58, and they'd already won the championship. So I missed that year, those 2 years in there.
Oh, man. We
stayed with them.
We're talking to United States Marine Corps Corporal Gerald McGregor here on Big D Energy, the Lions' hometown hero. Only the Lions, Terry,
Right.
would win the NFL championship while our guy, a 70-plus year season ticket holder, our guy Gerald is stationed over in Okudah.
And Gerald probably said, well, I'll just see it in 5 or 6 years. We'll be good.
That's my question for you, Gerald. Did you say, oh, no big deal, we'll catch the next one? Is that what you thought at the time?
I've always been hoping ever since.
Yeah.
Another sad part of this, I've only seen one playoff game.
Oh, man. I wanted this to be a celebration, and Gerald's breaking our hearts right now.
No. Neal, you can't have a celebration talking Detroit Lions history. Wake up.
No, but I'm staggered right now, Gerald. Just that little caveat to the story, because I was going to bring that up, that you were actually, during your active duty, was the time they won the last championship. But, guys, we talk about it. Dr. Dirty D in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, ugh, Gerald deserves one soon. So the people are pulling for you to actually see one. But, there is an overwhelming thing right now, people saying thank you for your service and things like that. And, as we kind of roll the pictures of you and your family throughout the years and at the Lions games and things like that. Look, I know we talk about the Lions struggles, and we've all been fans our entire lives. But as we see these pictures, you and the family and everybody together, I always remind myself that's what it's about, right? Like, yeah, you want them to win and stuff like that, but that's what it's about, right?
Yes, and I've seen a lot of good football, and I've appreciated it every year. I wish they'd done better over the years, but I just love the game and love to go.
People are asking some questions of you, too, on our Woodward Sports chat. Steven Syret says, what's harder to deal with, being on active duty or being a Lions fan for 70 yewhich, they're both difficult. And, talk about that, though, Gerald. I mean, because I'm always fascinated by people who serve their country, right? And you're off in Japan, and that obviously was a little bit different time in terms of where we were as a nation and things like that. But what's your why, Gerald? Why did you serve your country?
Well, I went to the University of Michigan for 2 years, and basically I ran out of money.
Okay.
So I didn't have good eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a little bit of trouble getting a job, so I tried the service, and Marine Corps grabbed me, and away we went.
Yeah, and here, a lifetime later, here you are sitting here today. Dave Schultz says, and I think this one here pretty much sums it up. None of us Lions fans can complain anymore about the lack of playoff success with the Lions. Doesn't compare to this man and the suffering that he has been through. But no, but John, do you think you're going to see it? Do you think this is the regime? You think the Lions are going to be able to turn this thing around?
Well, I like the team compared to the last year. It seemed like they progressed a lot. Last week was kind of heartbreaking. But, yeah, I think they got a chance to come back. They suffered some injuries last week that are going to hurt them a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot.
Right.
But they seem to have the spirit. They seem to have the energy to want to progress. I hope so.
And what war or wars did you fight in?
Pardon?
What wars did you fight in? Or were you?
I didn't. I was strictly non-combative Marine. I was between the two wars. The Korean War ended just as I went to boot camp, and nothing happened in the 4 years I was in.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you keeping it that way, when you were out there. But as we said, we're talking to the Detroit Lions hometown hero. He is United States Marine Corps Corporal Gerald McGregor. Graduated from Southwest High School in Detroit, a couple years at the University of Michigan. Had a paper route in his neighborhood when he was a kid, bought his first Lions season tickets with his father, still has those tickets 72 years later. And Gerald, I've never seen like our little chat thread that's rolling on WoodwardSports.com chat thread. They have so many questions for you. I've actually never seen this before. Like the people, your story, man. Like they're intrigued by it. Christian Thorpe wants to know, how many Thanksgiving Day games have you gone to?
As far as I can recall, other than the 4 years I was in the Marine Corps, I've seen everything but one, maybe 2 Thanksgiving games I've missed.
So you're talking 65. Your grandson Corey's like 65 plus Thanksgiving Day games. You've been there for all of them.
Yes.
What stadium was more fun for you to watch games? Tiger Stadium, the Silver Dump, or the Silver Dome, or Ford Field?
Well, the Tiger Stadium, we sat in the bleachers, but it was season tickets at the time. That was nice, but it was not nice in a bad weather day.
Right.
Now, you weren't one of those dudes throwing snowballs at the players when they walked off the field, were you?
I was too far away to throw it that
Al Kaline wasn't hitting one of the players with the snowball from the bleachers.
The Silver Dome I loved to watch because I had very great seats. I was up in the club level, 3rd row, because I originally had 4 seats down below, and I finally changed it to 2 seats, and 2 seats were available in the club level, so that's where I went.
So, Gerald, we keep getting a lot of these questions in here, and I think this is a very, very good one from Jake Wegener, because you've seen them all. Who's your favorite player?
Oh, God.
Putting you on the spot here.
I'll have to go back. Can I name about 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Bobby Lane, of course. Doak Walker. I loved Leon Hart, too. Just had... His name was appropriate. He had a heart.
Yeah.
And obviously Barry Sanders, who got to meet in London. I originally bought tickets for my grandson here to go see the Lions in London. And next thing you know, I'm going to London to meet him, which I was never in my plans. And we were shopping at Harrods in London. And looked over who's standing waiting for somebody. It was Barry Sanders.
So just a chance encounter, just happened to run into him.
And I don't know, I'll give you that story about. He was such a kind and cordial person. He talked to us for about 20 minutes.
Wow.
Asked if we wanted to take some pictures. And this is not a good setting. He looked around and he says, hey, come over here by these elevators. He suggested all of this himself.
Yeah.
And he took pictures with us. I think I sent one.
Yeah, we have it up on our screen right now, as a matter of fact.
Corey's wife. And the gentleman was just superb as far as being cordial. Talked to us and just, he couldn't believe how, I think at that time it was, how many years, Corey? 1915, 5 years off, 72, so it was 67 years. I told him how long I've been a season ticket holder, and he said, man, you're crazy.
You should have said, I just went to see you play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jared, we're very thankful for your service, certainly, and appreciate the time that you put in, keeping the peace for our country in the rest of the world. And your season ticket story, I'm being serious when I say this. You have gotten the most out of all these that we have done. The people just want to know how you did it. Like through all, they don't even ask you about the military stuff. That's easy compared to being a Lions fan. But Gerald, I appreciate you, and Corey, thank you for bringing Gerald through.
Well,
I really enjoyed this conversation.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it coming.
Absolutely. United States Marine Corps Corporal Gerald McGregor. He is the Lions' hometown hero. You'll see him honored on the field at Ford Field if you're headed out to the Lions-Seahawks game on Sunday. Can't wait to see that. Let me tell you about Big Boy, the burgers and the loaded fries for a limited time only. Our all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim, the chili cheese. You know that's a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the bacon blue.
So blue.
Upgrade the fries. Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries,
delicious.
nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Burgers and fries.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll get all the best deals, plus they'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5. Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. 26 locations. More on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili Peppers Tan.
You know, it's these interviews that we do with the Hometown Hero thing.
They're so awesome.
Dude, real talk, man.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Very cool. Meeting like real world superheroes it's really sweet.
I enjoy those, Terry, a lot.
They're very nice, informative, and humbling. There are a lot of things.
72 years season ticket holder.
Couldn't be me.
He must not be married because a wife after 72 years said, dude, stop it.
Stop going to these games.
Do it.
Or maybe it's like cross the bridge, like kind of my wife and I, when she's like, when do you have your next road trip? Don't you have to go somewhere soon? Maybe that's
different than going to a Lions game, brother.
Yeah, so, you know, it is. Kevin in Muskegon says, I love that stuff. Rich Diana, Gerald, the greatest generation. Epic, Gerald, gentleman and a scholar. And like, I'm happy too that the audience really see. You know, we get a couple of people that like privately, say what they want. We're always doing this for as long as I'm here. We're doing this, man, because I like it, and the people seem to like most parts.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah. And even if they don't, they need to experience this.
Right, no doubt.
Because we don't have to do anything that tough, and
that's
a
why.
lot of it has to do with people who fought for this country.
Yeah. Like I can basically sit up here and ramble on about sports and not have to worry about that kind of stuff because of Gerald, because of people like my dad, like all that kind of stuff, man. So yeah, I'm always grateful.
Because of Gerald, I can go to France, sit on an outdoor cafe and just sip wine all day.
Yeah.
If I wanted to.
Looted Corp says Gerald should do our Gypsy Vodka commercials. He was getting a lot of credit for that. I did want to talk about this. The Detroit Lions, obviously the Seahawks this week. One of those prime matchups that you look at, certainly with the injuries for the Detroit Lions. The Seahawks' strength as a receiver. The perceived weakness for the Lions is the secondary. How will these things mesh? Jeff Okudah seems to be playing pretty well. Or the linebacker situation. Jeff Okudah playing pretty well. A big surprise, I think, to a lot of people. Well, DK Metcalf has taken notice. And he's been taking a look at it in film. He had some words about Jeff Okudah.
He did.
Jeff Okudah's locked down 3 really good receivers the past 3 weeks. What have you seen from him on film going into this matchup?
There's a safety over the top of him, so he's really not locking people down, but he's a good corner.
So that was Jeff Okudah. very dismissive, I think, of Jeff Okudah.
Well, that was actually DK Metcalf.
Or what did I say?
You said Jeff Okudah.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. DK Metcalf with his thoughts on Jeff Okudah. A little dismissive, don't you think?
But he's right. He's right. What the Lions did with Jefferson is they played this thing called like a cover 8 or cover 6 is one of them. And they rolled not only one safety, but they rolled 2 safeties at Jeffries, depending on where he went. So it was a team thing. Okudah did his part. You can't. But he had help. And I think that's what he's saying. And for wide receivers, they're not going to give love to any defensive back. Because guess what, Neal? No DB can stop him in the history of football. That's their mentality. So part of it, yeah, he's been a little bit of a cock. But he's also telling us something that's accurate.
Yeah.
Oops. Did I mess you up?
Not at all. Not at all. Oh, by the way, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Henry Steiger says, I'm currently watching this during school. Henry, it's
clock.
Henry, what we're talking about is more important than what your teacher's talking about right now, all right? Everyone else usually go the other way. Let's be real about it. This is more educational than anything you're learning in school right now. Tell your teacher to call in. Anyway, I'll vouch for you, man. But no, DK Metcalf just saying, hey, he's got safety help over the top. And look, we've had people in our Woodward Sports chat thread, football people I've talked to, we've talked about that this week, that they are bracketing coverages to kind of help Jeff Okudah out. So I guess it's one of those things, and people seem to have their dander up just a little bit about that, about DK Metcalf. And look, he's got a reputation, that diva-esque receiver and things like that. He's still a bad dude, though.
Oh, yeah. He's still a freak athlete. He's still, one of the scariest guys you can line up against. And, Okudah's been doing well because he's been bullying people on the line of scrimmage. And then I don't know if you're going to be able to bully DK Metcalf like that. He's not going to get pushed around by too many people. So
not sure. But he even talked about Jalen Ramsey when he was really balling. And he said, yeah, he's the best in the league. But he's like, yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't, like, jumping up and down about this dude.
Yeah. No, and I get it. Like, that's the nature of the beast with the receiver position. Because you do have to be confident.
All right, but here's what I don't want. Please don't get all sensitive because he didn't say Jeff Okudah is great and Jeff Okudah can shut me down and Jeff Okudah blah, 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 blah. I mean, let's not get sensitive about this whole thing. He did have safety help. He's accurate about that. He just pointed out something he saw in film. It's not that big of a deal.
Kevin,
but I know you're pissed.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not pissed. I actually like that because I want to see. This is an entertaining storyline to the game, is it not, Terry?
It is. And we don't get many storylines outside of Dan
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about right now. To me, this is actually another level to the Jeff Okudah thing. He's past the first level, no doubt. Getting way more out of him right now than we ever thought that we were going to. Is that fair? That's a fair statement, right?
100%.
100%. It's like foul. It's like Okudah was a pair of jeans we pulled out of the dryer and there was a $50 bill in there right now.
That's such a good feeling.
All right. I don't want to be a fathead, but I thought Jeff Okudah would be better and play at this level for this one reason. He doesn't have goofballs coaching him. Matt Patricia's gone. His whole mentality of we're not going to pressure the quarterback is gone. And I'm not saying the Lions are the best pressure team in the NFL, but at least they're trying. And when you try that helps your cornerback. Matt Patricia, I don't even know how he got a job. He's like, just go ahead. We'll go out there. We'll bend, but don't break. But that doesn't work in the NFL.
I was just worried about it because you hear Achilles, which Achilles is the new ACL. It's the ACL of 15 years ago. Like it seems to have been close to a death sentence for high-level athletes. Once that Achilles goes, it just seems to be the nature of the beast.
He's not going to be what he can be. But you know what his biggest Achilles was? Patricia. Matt Patricia was his biggest Achilles.
Well, he was all of our biggest Achilles.
Right.
He's Gerald's biggest Achilles. Like, you know, I mean, everybody out there. Looted Corp says DK Metcalf is a good wide receiver, but he has a QB behind him. But he has a QB behind him throwing him the ball. No, and I get that, right? Like, his success is dependent on somebody else. But these are the things that kind of play into the storyline, too. Because Geno Smith, I think, is far better than people thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. But the one thing I will say about DK Metcalf, I'd be a little bit careful because Jeff Okudah played a very big role in completely shutting down Justin Jefferson, who is an exponentially better receiver than DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf hasn't even been the most productive receiver on his own team the last 3 years. Tyler Lockett has. So DK Metcalf, you better watch yourself a little bit because you've been taken out of, if I'm talking to DK Metcalf, you've been taken out of a lot of games in your career. You're kind of more of a freak athlete than a productive receiver. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's only had 1,000-yard season, one truly great year. So Jeff Okudah, I think if they play that coverage, even him alone is capable of really shutting down DK Metcalf. If you can do it to Justin Jefferson, the odds say that you will do it to DK Metcalf. Just saying.
The way he fades in the Legend Killer back to his face, dude, that's top drawer. That is absolutely top drawer.
Spencer, you're a wizard.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, DJ Metcalf better watch himself because
Kevin says you don't usually say the thing out loud that DK just said out loud, though. But I'm here for it. And you know what? This is an opportunity for Jeff Okudah. It really is. I'm talking about from a public perception, like in terms of X's and O's and things like that. It's not a huge deal. It's not. But perception-wise, for me, I'm buying into this, man. Like, he goes out there and he locks him down. There's something to that, man.
Well, he won't lock him down. The Lions' defense may lock him down. It depends on if they think Metcalf is important enough to shut down.
No, I get that and everything like that. But if you, and I'll say this to DK Metcalf after the game too, like, you're DK Metcalf, right? Like, it shouldn't matter. I thought that about Justin Jefferson. Like, I thought that was the level he was at, where it doesn't matter what you do. He's going to get his. Well, not necessarily. Now, I jumped the gun on Justin Jefferson because that's when you've arrived. So DK Metcalf, like, if you're going to talk about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can start, honestly, the Pro Bowl chat for Jeff Okudah once you do something like shut down Justin Jefferson with the help of maybe some safety help. But if you do it to Justin Jefferson and then DK Metcalf, along with Terry McLaurin and Devontae Smith, you're playing like one of the best corners in the league. I know it's Jeff Okudah, but the numbers are the numbers, and the eye test is the eye test. He's been at a Pro Bowl level this year so far. He just has.
No, you're right. There's no doubt about that. Speaking of Pro Bowl level.
Well, Mike Phillips would certainly make the Pro Bowl. Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Mike Phillips at 313-403-0011. That is 313-403-0011. Game on.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. 3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Join Woodward Sports at the Brass Rail for all Lions home games. Pre-game check-ins live from the Cuervo Zone. Stay and watch the game, and then we go live at the 2-minute warning for a post-game party with Stick, Anson, and even our boy Spencer Raxter.
Oh, yeah.
Every home game, come party with at the Brass Rail before, during, and after the game, and let's go Lions.
Forward on the field.
Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Happy to have you all with us. We got a special guest in the studio that happened to come rolling by. You hear me talk about Chili Peppers Tanning all the time. Shelby Wolf, the regional manager for Chili Peppers Tanning, just happened to roll through here in the studio. Now, they want to give away a $100 gift card. And we're gonna get into that. We're absolutely gonna get into that. But first, though, Shelby, I was happy to get the opportunity to talk to you. You guys have had us out to a couple of your locations.
Yeah.
How's the tanning business right now? It's about that time for you guys to start popping again, right?
Yeah, summer is coming to an end. It's getting real chilly out there, so we're definitely expecting all of you to come back, warm up, and get your tan for winter now that we can't get it outside anymore.
Right, absolutely. Pepper Club, beat all competitors' prices by at least $5. These guys know. They hear me say it.
Absolutely. Our Pepper Club is always going to be our lowest rate of unlimited tanning. You get discounts every single day on lotions, upgrades, and our VersaSpa Pro. And your club is valid at all of our 18 corporate locations.
And this time, too, and I go back to Henry Steger in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, who said, I'm currently watching this during school right now. Well, Henry, HOCO, it's homecoming season right now. That's on the table for you guys.
Yes, absolutely. Homecoming. Definitely come get your spray tan, your UV tan. We do offer our custom airbrush tanning. It's beautiful. It photographs phenomenally. So definitely what you need to look into for this homecoming season.
So if we see somebody bronzed and beautiful during Thanksgiving, they either went to Florida or they went to Chili Peppers Tan. Is that the way it works?
I would say so. Ideally, they went to Chili Peppers Tanning. I don't know about Florida right now. So,
well, in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread right now, the big discussion, Shelby, is you're rocking the flannel right now. Now, of course, in our audio booth, we have Sam Flannel, who is on day, 138?
139.
139. So he has worn a flannel for 139 consecutive days. He's going towards 365. But it is flannel season now.
Flannel season. I would agree with that. Love to rock a good flannel. So, yeah, the other thing that keeps you warm besides the flannel is definitely tanning with us. So.
There you go. Talking with Shelby Wolf, the regional manager for Chili Peppers Tanning. Go to chilipepperstanning.com as well. Check out the Pepper Club and everything they have going on. So, we're giving away a $100 gift card.
We are.
And
one lucky winner.
One lucky winner. And we're going to involve you here on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Here's the deal. If you're the palest male out there right now, because that's what we're about, right? We're about helping the people right now. If you're a male and you're really pale in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, tell me how pale you are.
Can I get in on the action?
Man,
you know, I'm a little
we got a white balance, Shelby. We got to get Spencer.
Oh boy, well he can enter in the chat to win.
There we go.
You better tap in right now. So can
you tan all that flab over there?
Hey.
If you can't tone it, you tan it.
There you go.
You got all the tricks of the trade, don't you, Shelby?
I do. I've been doing this for a while, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Ludic Corp says, Spencer, Jesus Christ, you got to get the Chili Peppers tanning.
You got to give the people what they want, you know.
Nobody wants that. Nobody's want that. On our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Epic says that he's a pale male. He's a longtime viewer of the show. We'll do that, Epic. Here's the deal, Epic. Claim your $100 Chili Peppers tanning gift card. Email Stick at WoodwardSports.com. You know our guy Stick. He'll get it coordinated with you. So Epic, email Stick at WoodwardSports.com. You got a $100 Chili Peppers tanning gift card. Shelby, we appreciate you coming in and giving it out.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. And definitely check us out at all of our Chili Peppers tanning locations. 26
of them across Metro Detroit and more on the way. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Thanks, Shelby, for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Cool, really cool. Chili Peppers tanning people making it rain with the $100 gift card.
And her flannel looks better than Flannel Sam's.
Yeah,
I'd say so too.
That seems to be another consensus on the Woodward WoodwardSports.com chat thread. She's better in the flannel than Sam Flannel is.
Yeah.
Longevity, though. Longevity. Come on now. That's got to matter for something.
He's giving the old Gordie Howe argument.
Yeah.
You know, like he's been doing it for a very, very long time. People are appalled by how white you are. Jeb Larb says, you guys need to let Spencer win this. I'm sorry.
Hey, I got the golf tan. You know, it's like my arms are burnt, and then the rest of me is pretty white.
Yeah, if you're not careful, if you tan Spencer the wrong way, he'll look like a seal.
There we go.
Or a sea lion.
maybe I'd like to. Maybe that's the goal, Terry.
That could be the look.
Yeah. But no, we appreciate the people at Chili Peppers Tanning. Great partner here on WoodwardSports.com. Good people over there as well. Support a local business, too.
Or as Fish would say,
you're at it.
Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tanning. No, but we're...
What Craig full of, San?
No, that won't happen to you.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, we are talking about... We are talking about DK Metcalf and his words about Jeff Okudah, about how he was very, very flippant, very, very dismissive about Jeff Okudah and his efforts so far. But Terry, that, of course, that is the Lions in a nutshell. Because when we talk about this team and where they need to go and becoming a playoff contender, which ultimately we think that this regime is capable of getting them towards, that's a prime example. And you've talked about it before with the officials and how things work with the Lions. It's easy to steal on the Lions and stuff like that. I think that dovetails in really nicely with where your Lions franchise is right now. You got to go take it from people. And when they say those types of things, even more, you got to go take it from DK Metcalf this weekend. You do.
The Lions don't have street cred. And that's why DK Metcalf can say things like this, not get in trouble, except maybe here in Detroit. Officials don't respect them. They don't have to give them preferential calls. They can screw them whenever they want to because the Lions are just another franchise. They're not top of the line. It's not somebody that fans are dying to see play in January or February, obviously. So they just don't have that respect and sort of still earn it. Don't deserve that either.
Epic in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What was it? Stick at WoodwardSports.com. Stick at WoodwardSports.com. Epic. He'll get you the details and get everything hooked up for you. Max Lee says, if you look at the first 3 games this year for the Seahawks, I'd be more concerned about Lockett. Pistol arm Geno can't utilize Lockett. And, you know, it's Geno Smith's been better, Terry. I think people are at
better
large
than
better than we thought.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, the Seahawks were completely written off, probably in the end justifiably so, but still throughout all that, Geno Smith's been okay.
And you know what? They might be written off at some point. Sometimes you can rally a locker room. Russell Wilson left, and quiet as is kept, he wasn't always the guy that guys were going around that locker room. Russell Wilson's our quarterback. We love him. He had friction with his own teammates. They didn't think he was that good. So now, maybe this is a temporary, trend where they can play some good football because they're trying to prove it wasn't about Russell Wilson. It's about us.
Brandon Katz says Metcalf's far better than Lockett. Metcalf doubled and bracketed every game. I'm a bigger DK Metcalf guy, too, than Lockett. I think Lockett owes some of that success to Metcalf.
And I actually agree with you, Brandon Katz. My point was that Tyler Lockett has been more productive the past 3 years, not that he's better. And like I'm saying, DK Metcalf has all the physical tools, but he's had some games where he's been completely shut down. So I think he should, be weary of kind of talking that smack. Even if it wasn't smack, he was being a little bit dismissive of Jeff Okudah, who just helped shut down, Justin Jefferson, who's far better than DK Metcalf, for the record.
But you know what? So what? Who the hell is Jeff Okudah?
And that's also,
in the grand scheme of things, who is he?
That's a fair point.
He's a nobody.
He had a...
Yep. Metcalf can say stuff about him.
Jeff Okudah, he still has a terrible rookie season on his record, the second season in which he was injured the whole year, and then he's had 3 good games. So I understand where you're coming from, Terry. DK Metcalf has not really been that like top receiver ever since he started. He had one phenomenal year, but his other two have been very, very good, but he's certainly not. He doesn't have elite production, even if he is a damn good wide receiver, which he is. I'll give him that.
But you know what? He didn't say Jeff Okudah sucks. He didn't say...
He said it.
No, he didn't.
He said it without saying it.
Have you ever seen Richard Sherman when he's on a roll? He will say a wide receiver.
Sorry-ass receiver like Crabtree.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the result you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
I did love it. That's the type of result you're going to get.
And this was accurate as hell, he gets safety help. Are we going to get bent out of shape over that?
No. I mean, no. But it was more flippant.
Yes,
it was a little bit more dismissive than just saying
Terry,
he has safety
I'm not
help.
bent out of shape about it.
Look at your face.
No, I'm
is all
not.
sour looking.
No, T-Foss.
You got that pussy look
I
on
love
your
it.
face.
This is what I like. Show up now, Jeff Okudah again. Show us again, Rose.
Show us
that T-Foss. I love it because now you go do this when you get called out. Then you do it again because I think we forget with Okudah and everything. Like, look at the list of receivers already this year. Mm-hmm. We're 3 games into this year. Look at the list of receivers. He said that's how this league is. When I talked to Kendrick Nunn when he got in the NBA, and I talked to Kay Felder when they got in the NBA, I said, what's the hardest thing about the NBA? And he said, man, Kay Felder told me this. He said, you play a game against James Harden, and then the next night you're playing Russell Westbrook, and then the next night you're going up against Steph Curry. The next night, it never stops. I think we dismiss that. The dudes that you go up against every single time, this is an opportunity for Jeff Okudah, I think.
It is.
From a perception standpoint.
No question it is. Because even if he's getting safety help, and if Metcalf has 2 catches for 14 yards, he'll get credit for that. And that's fine.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let me tell you what I'm right about. Planet Fitness, everybody. Right here. At Woodward Sports. You know it. It's a Planet Fitness Studios. It's the home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Like all the corporate taglines are here. Guys, that's where I work out. And I love it there. For real. I love it at Planet Fitness. Great facilities, tons of equipment. People there are great. It's clean. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I've been working out there for a very, very long time. It's awesome at Planet Fitness, and it fits under anybody's salary cap as well. Black card option, $24.99 a month. I basically own Planet Fitness, can go to any one of the over 2,000 of them around the world. But the bottom line is this. I love it there. It's great. It's a great gym. It's the best gym in the game today. Trust me. I know. I go there. PlanetFitness.com. Feeling motivated, want to join right now, or stop by a couple on the way home because you're going to pass a few. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Have a big project coming up? Alta Rent has you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That is 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Happy you guys are with us. Check out the new website, woodwardsports.com. Get your thoughts in there. We've been reading them as we've rolled along. Epic says, thank you, Neal. No, Epic, thank you for tapping in, man. You're a regular viewer to the network, and we appreciate that, man. Very thankful for all you guys that are here every single day. Mark Walston says Hutch and Harris will have a day. I think we found out they better. Like, they have to. They have to. And something I'm concerned about, Terry, we talked about DK Metcalf being a little flippant of Jeff Okudah. I think we're being a little flippant about the Seahawks game. And I'm sensing it because I just go by the way I feel. That as you get closer to this game, we all had this penciled in as even before we knew, before we saw some good things out of the Lions, even if we had just assumed that they were going to be 3-14. Even then, the biggest haters, biggest Lions haters, had this one penciled in as a win. Everybody did. Terry, I don't like the feeling I'm getting right now going towards this one. And I can't decide. That's why I lean on you and your experience. Is that the Lions fan in me, or is that common sense starting to take hold of us?
But I think you should be concerned because of the injuries. But we don't know who's going to play and not play. I'm kind of wondering if Dan Campbell likes to send in a long laundry list of injuries where he has every intention on playing these guys. And so we're kind of learning what he's all about. But if a lot of these guys don't play, if Swift and St. Brown don't play, they're not going to win this game. So we have to see what's going on. But I'll tell you this. If they had beaten Minnesota, they weren't going to win this game. Because I think they would just get too
fat and sassy, and no matter what Dan Campbell told them, they'd be saying, hey, we can go 3-1, and they lose eye of the prize a lot of time. But now I think there's a better chance of the Lions winning because of that fear factor. That fear factor is looking at 1-3. That fear factor is looking at 3-19-1. You don't want to walk down those alleys.
And look, you guys, no matter how many times I try to explain it, you guys give me a hard time about this, where I talk about must-win games within the context of a season. If you want your season to end in, playoffs or being in playoff contention and stuff like that, there's little check marks along the road to do that, because there are a segment of you out there that think the Lions, if not are a playoff team, should contend for a playoff spot. Well, there's little markers you have to check as you go through that season. One of those marks you cannot check is be 1-3 and get in playoff discussion, because it doesn't happen. Look at the math. You can give me an example of 1, I can give you an example of 1,000. So, I'm not looking for the outlier.
How about this? It's a must-win game to earn respect.
And that's fair, especially when you throw in the DK Metcalf stuff. That's real. I know it's not real, but it's part of it. It's part of the stew, I guess you could say, for this game.
It's a real stew.
But I will say this about this game as far as Dan Campbell goes, because there are people here in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Brandon Katz, Seattle's looking at 1-3 too. Yeah, but there was no talk about Seattle. Even the biggest Seattle slappy was like, "Hey, chill, bro."
Yeah, Seattle's probably going to have the worst record in the league.
No, Seattle is in a different position. They are about to hit rock bottom.
Yeah, they're on the descent.
The Lions have already hit rock bottom. You hope.
You hope. But, hey, I'll get accused of overselling this, but damn it, I'm right on this one. Okay?
Guess who's not going to fight you on it? Me.
This is a referendum game for Dan Campbell. And I know we love the hard knocks and everything like that, but it is, because every single person had this game written in as a W. Every single one. And it's not that if they lose it. It's that you lose it and you're 1-3, and what happened last week, the circumstances, right? The circumstances make the story. This is a referendum game, not to be fired or anything like that, guys. What's the number, Terry? You lose this game. What's the number? 3. They were what? 3-13-1.
Yep.
So they're 4-15-1.
Yeah.
So they could be 4-16-1. Like, guys, We're 20 games in now, and everyone had this one penciled in as a win, and you had the Minnesota game. You were up double digits in the fourth quarter. No, and look, I know D-Mac's clock. I know. And I don't know if D-Mac were here would say, "No, Neal, it doesn't matter. It's the clock. It's 20 of 34. Things change. Things change."
That was good.
No, but it does, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Things change, man.
For sure.
Plans change.
Expectations change.
Expectations change. There's going to be trouble in this town. Not as in he's going to be fired, but tell guys, come on. If they lose this game, guys, how are you going to be on Monday?
Okay, how about this? Maybe not trouble, but a loud rumble. A loud rumble in this town about what the hell is going on. Because before the season began, you could find more people to say the Lions would be 3-1 after 4 games than 1-3.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is it. Ethan Brown says this very, very well. WorldSports.com chat thread. If the Lions want to show they're making progress, this is a must-win. The Lions have to start winning games they're supposed to win.
Right. And you know what? I don't want to hear about a moral victory. I don't want to hear how close it was. This is pass-fail league win.
This weekend is the line, everybody. Again, not for jobs or anything like that, but I have a feeling, T-Foss, I think you're selling the people short. If they lose this game that everybody had penciled in as a W. Now, on the flip side of that coin, as you said, it is pass-fail. If they win, it doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter how, because this is a pass-fail league, pass-fail scenario. I don't care how they win, but T-Foss, they got to win.
Yeah, that's why I said don't give me moral victories. Don't tell me, oh, well, they only lost by 3. Or, hey, man, they were fighting at the end. Screw all that. At some point, your football team that you love is supposed to win football games. Actually, be the better team, finish it up, and put a W behind their name. At some point, you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Billy in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I haven't seen you in there before, Billy. Appreciate you tapping in. Says Seattle has this game as a W2. And don't forget that, because that goes into the part where we were talking about the DK Metcalf and the Lions and the lack of respect and all that kind of stuff. This game's non-negotiable. And the more I talk about it, like I'm talking myself into this right now. Like I'm getting worked up.
It's a must-win.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, let's cut the shit here. Like, it is. Mm-hmm. For all those, and again, not for playoffs, not for jobs, for all these things that we're talking about right now.
Look at Neal. He's on fire now. I love this.
No, I'm getting worked up, Terry, because all these points that everybody brings up are valid and good points. They are. And they're factors, man.
It is. But you've got a bad football team, but at some point, even bad football teams win games. Even bad football teams scare the hell out of somebody. So it's time for the Lions to actually win. Well, I mean, they beat the Commanders. Okay, whoop-de-doo. But if you lose this game, the Commander game is forgotten. You're 1-3 going into New England.
1-3 with 3 home games in your first 4.
Right, and 3 home games out the way. That's dangerous. That's the most dangerous thing there. Mm-hmm. Now, if they were 1-3 and had 3 road games, you can feel a little bit better. You're not going to feel good, but you can say, well, it's tough on the road and, you know, there's circumstances, blah, blah, blah. But 1-3 with 3 home games, that's a death sentence.
It's a wrap. And Cobzilla says, Neal, we starting the draft talk if the Lions lose this weekend? I am. For real. And look, I know I like to say until you're mathematically eliminated, then lose every game. But you are. The math says you are eliminated. It's not a mathematical certainty, but the math says you are eliminated if you're 1-3 with only 5 home games remaining on the season.
Coming up on Monday's show, Neal Ruhl's draft 1.0.
1.0. Mock draft 1.0.
Can't wait.
No. But yeah, Cobzilla, I will flip that page over in that I'll be upset if they win. Yeah, I will go into that mode. Because what's the point at that point?
I'm pretty confident we're going to win. I'm pretty confident. I am.
Even you've changed.
I have changed. Yeah.
Sam Flanagan, are you noticing this? Even in the chat, I'm pretty confident we're going to win.
I had this as a win before the season. I had them 2-2 after 4 before the season. I think I picked them to lose against Minnesota. Obviously, that game is something they should have won, so it hurts a little more. But like you said, this is an inferior team coming into Detroit off of that tough, heartbreaking loss. Even without Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown, they have a better team than Seattle. So they should go out there and they should be able to beat them. I expect the defense to hold them to under 30 points. I expect the defense to hold them to under 24 points. I expect the offense to go out there. I expect Jamal Williams to run the ball efficiently. I expect Goff to make his plays. I expect Khalif Raymond to step up into that role if Amon-Ra doesn't play. And I'm expecting a win. And I'll be very upset if there isn't. And I will start to question Dan Campbell, depending on how the loss
nature
works.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Brandon says Seattle was garbage last year. They don't have any culture of winning right now. You know where Seattle does have an advantage? A big advantage?
Are you talking about Pete Carroll over Dan Campbell? I mean, Pete Carroll's a Super Bowl winning head coach and a national championship winning head coach in college. He's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. He just is. But yeah, the Lions, here's the good news. I'm going to give you all some good news. The Lions had a must-win game week 2 against the Commanders. They were missing Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, and Amani Oruwariye, and they went out and they just basically took the Washington's heart in the first half and had a 22-0 halftime lead and beat them. This is a game where a guy like Aidan Hutchinson has to go out and harass Geno Smith, get to the quarterback, get a sack. Malcolm Rodriguez was absolutely huge in week 2. He's playing. You still got Jamal Williams, who running behind that offensive line played really well. 20 carries for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns last game. You still might have DJ Chark, although he's also on the injury report. TJ Hawkinson, although we're not feeling great about him. But the point is, the Lions had some injury issues going into week 2 in a must-win game, and some of those injury issues maybe changed a little bit of my pick, but I still said they're going to win this game because they have to. Injuries are not an excuse. You have to beat the Seattle Seahawks, who are an inferior team, who are no longer the Legion of Boom. They actually have a terrible defense. Their defensive personnel is worse than the Lions. They lost Bobby Wagner. No excuses. The Lions have to win this game, and they're going to win this game because they have to. It's just that simple.
Yeah, maybe this will make Neal feel a little better. The Lions are 1-0 in must-win games this year.
That is true. Here, I'll give you something else that'll make me feel better, even if they lose. The mulligan made with Gypsy Vodka. We could be cracking some of these on Sunday at about 4:05, everybody. They're 8%. They'll do the trick on Sunday at 4:05 if things don't go our way. But hey, maybe even have one in celebration if you want. It was the official drink of summer. I'm calling it the official drink of early fall. If you're still out there on the golf course, if you're in the backyard, I'll have to mow the lawn at some point this weekend. I'll crack one after that's done. The mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the mulligan at your local golf course or at a Total Wine store near you. Support Michigan distilleries and support the good folks at Gypsy Vodka out of Petoskey, Michigan. As always, drink responsibly.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
For a limited time only. All new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Time to talk about Swiss, not Hammond Swiss, Swiss Insurance Group. Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop a medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in no out-of-pocket costs to insure your children. Check with Mark at Swiss Insurance and make sure your family is protected.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac away with Red Wings Fantasy Camp. He'll be back on Monday. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. DNC-ENT says, if Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, I'm expecting Tom Kennedy to score 2 touchdowns and win the game for us. LOLOL.
Hey, I'd be happy to be wrong if that happens. I don't think it will, but...
You'll have to get one of the flannels customized with Tom Kennedy's name and number.
I already said I would. If he gets 100 yards receiving and a win, I will absolutely do that, and I'll be happy to be wrong.
What if he does?
That would be amazing.
I want it so bad, man.
Me too. He throws another touchdown.
I want it so bad. God, that would be awesome. And you would just have to sit there and just throw that one as another log on the Sam Flannel bad take fire.
But at least with this one, I'm not making excuses. I will be happy
What's
to
your
have been wrong.
fantasy team's record?
2-1, actually.
Yeah, he beat me last week.
I did. And I haven't even given you crap about it, Spencer.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm a good winner. I win in silence is what I do. That's the name of the game.
Oh, real G's move in silence like lasagna. No question.
You should have picked Lamar Jackson as your
I mean, it would have been a better choice for through 3 weeks.
Me and
That's
Sam
sure.
had a poop shoot last week, though. He won like 86-83. Like, it was a terrible game.
Mid.
Yeah,
Just a couple of mid teams going at each other.
Sure.
I was lucky to be facing you this past week.
Sometimes you have to win with a defensive struggle.
Hey,
that's true.
It's not who you play. It's when you play them.
Bam.
That's what I've always been told.
Yes,
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Dark Eyes 86 says Jared Goff is underrated. It's like you were in the studio here. It's like you knew where we were going next with it, because NFL.com ranked all the quarterbacks in the league. Jared Goff checked in at number 15.
Right.
And I'm curious to see where our chat thread goes with that, because I went through the list. Remember, and it was with a purpose. Remember when we locked Jared Goff up in the chat polls, and Jared Goff with Tua. Remember, Goff got like 70% of the vote. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Tua leads the league in QBR right now, about to take center stage at Thursday Night Football. But whatever, big ask tonight. I'm not feeling good about Tua and the Dolphins' chances tonight.
Hey,
really? But that's what you do for your hometown boy. He's a hometown guy now. So
no, I get that, but is 15 the spot? And is that what he is? Is that what he is?
Yeah, that's what he is.
I think
he's middle of the road.
Yeah, he's mid.
Definitely. Now, I was looking for the players he was ahead of. This is not going to make you feel good. Jeff Okudah is ahead of... Let me get this right here.
Jake Wegener says, I think 15 is about accurate for Jared Goff.
And it's the highest he's ever been.
Yeah, but it's... for me, again, though, I go back to that. And remember, I strategically did all that. We did Mac Jones, right?
Yep.
People wanted Goff over Mac Jones.
Yeah.
People wanted Goff over Tua. We even gave the softball with Daniel Jones.
Yes.
I gave you guys one.
They wanted Goff over Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Sure. But you know who's ahead of? Jacoby Brissett and Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota?
That's who's behind.
He's better than those guys,
He's
though.
better than those guys.
Yeah, but I'm saying they don't make you feel like, oh man, these are great
He's
quarterbacks.
better than them. Yeah.
These are like, quarterbacks that he's ahead of.
Yeah. I'd put him ahead of, those guys. I'd put him ahead of Geno Smith. I'd put him ahead of Baker Mayfield. I'd put him ahead of some other, Mac Jones probably. I feel like 15's good. He's not great. He's not bad. He's right in the middle. That's where I'd put him. I think that's pretty fair.
He's not going to win you games, but he won't kill you.
Yes.
How about that?
And that's about what we've seen. So, so we're happy with that then, right?
Yeah.
Especially at 30.
Not happy with
I'm not
it. You
happy.
accept it.
Yeah, I accept it.
Especially at $30 million, though, right?
No.
Which is too much to pay him.
Yes.
He's 60% of the going rate.
Yeah,
stands to reason, middle of the road.
Guys who can actually play.
Right. Which is about what he is, checking in at number 15. Everything's on brand, right?
Dude, how about raise your expectations?
I'd rather have the 18th ranked quarterback for $15 million a year than the.
But you don't
15th.
though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not okay with it.
Give it. Who's ranked 18th on the list? I don't have the list in front of me right now. Yeah, tell me who's because that's part of it, guys. To me, that goes into the rankings because of the resources that you're using up. That's all part of it to me. So when you break these things down, I think Goff is I think he's more valuable than 15th.
Your number 18 quarterback is Derek Carr, a guy you like.
Yeah, Derek Carr's making a little bit of money too, though. Carson Wentz at 9. Russell Wilson at 20.
Yeah, I'm not. Tom Brady and Russell Wilson are my two guys that are cooked.
Russell Wilson is between Carson Wentz and Cooper Rush.
He's better than that.
I think that's a little disrespectful.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that. It's just like all this comes into play. So, and I know Derek Carr was the hot name, right? Because of the Raiders making the playoffs and a lot was expected of them. I
thought that was your guy.
No, I like Derek Carr. He's fine. He's fine. I guess he's in about the Goff waters.
What about Jimmy G? You like him?
Carr's at $35 million, then $44 million, then $43 million.
He likes Jameis. Jameis is at 23.
Now I'd take Jameis just for the experience. I would. No, but if I were going to win games though, like over the course of a season, I would take Goff in front of Jameis Winston. I would.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Now, just if I were going to watch a game on TV though, I'm watching Jameis Winston
for sure
because I'm about that action.
Who's last?
No, you about that action boss.
Yeah, about that action boss. No, but I mean, like Derek Carr, I guess is he Jared Goff? He's better than Jared Goff. I think everyone's going to say he's better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but it's not
slightly.
It's not that far of a discussion. Jared Goff at 15, I think, is exactly where he should be, and that's okay. And one of the reasons why I'm actually becoming more okay with Jared Goff being the quarterback is he has clearly built and helped mold one of the best pass-catching duos since about Week 11 of last year, him and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They clearly just have the timing and the chemistry right. And in the first 3 games, Jared Goff played well enough to win, I would argue, in at least the last 2, and he had a good second half in Week 1, although it was a little bit of a fake comeback. But Jared Goff has not been the problem, and that's all you want out of Jared Goff, is to not lose it and occasionally make a couple of big throws and get the ball in the hands of the biggest playmakers, the best playmakers, which on this team is most certainly Amon-Ra St. Brown. Even Josh Reynolds last game, he's got a good rapport with him too. So Jared Goff, that's 15, you can win with him.
This list is kind of suspect because like we said, Russell Wilson was at 20 and Ryan Tannehill is at 12. And Kirk Cousins is at 13.
Jared Goff is eons better than Ryan Tannehill, and I'll die on that hill. I hate Ryan Tannehill.
Well, this should be a hell of a game this Sunday. Guess who's ranked 26th? Geno Smith. We're going to see some great quarterback play.
Marquee matchup.
Right.
Yeah, Jared Goff's in between Trevor Lawrence and Jacoby Brissett.
You sure they're not going to flex this game this weekend?
Yeah. Put it on Sunday Night Football.
It's funny because I was looking at the Week 4 QB index for the NFL.
Yeah.
And I do love, and I love this Sam Flannel. I do love my guy Tua slotting right ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford.
Yeah. Oh Jesus!
Yay!
So therefore he's better. That's what.
Well, Tua's only played 25 games. Give him some time, man.
He hasn't even made the playoffs.
Yeah.
For all that winning, the Dolphins haven't even made the playoffs with him yet. So, hold your horses. He's taking that L tonight because he's playing a real quarterback from that draft class, Joe Burrow, at Cincinnati. Oh, man. I really need Cincinnati. I'm talking to you. I really need you to win this game because my life will be hell tomorrow.
They're wearing the all whites, too.
Yeah, they're going to win. I mean, Sam Flannel, they just played Buffalo and beat them at home. And they got to play a game, in essence, 3 days later.
But I thought Tua's winning intangibles and Vortex just overcomes all of it, and he just
yeah, you're right. He's never going to lose a game in the NFL ever again. You're right.
Okay,
you're right. He may walk on water and win every single game in the history of the NFL.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair expectations you have. I call for Tua. If he has to go 17-0 for the rest of his career, he's a bust.
Can I ask a personal question? Why does Mitchell Trubisky still have a job? just asking.
He's a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, too, man.
Yeah. He's awful.
Not for long.
He's the worst quarterback in the NFL right now.
Well, it shouldn't be for long.
I wonder about Kenny Pickett, that he couldn't get that job.
He's got tiny hands.
But no, don't read too much because a lot of times coaches are trying to keep that rookie in the background, have him learn. And, they probably thought Mitchell Trubisky would be better than this. But at some point, the next 3 weeks, that plug is going to be pulled.
And Mike Tomlin is a fantastic coach, so I expect him to make the right decision.
They haven't had a losing record in like 15 years.
They've never had a losing record under Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Like it's when you start breaking down their numbers, dude,
it's crazy.
And like their fans too are, but that's the nature of the beast, right? Like if you've been there that long and now you're going on the downside, like your quarterback came up, is a Hall of Fame quarterback, won a couple Super Bowls. Like that's the nature of the beast. But people are like, well, Tomlin's old, the message is old and all that kind of stuff. Like, bro, come on.
Please push Tomlin out of town.
The Steelers have had, I think, 3 coaches since 1970.
Yeah.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. That is the most unbelievable stat. One of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard in my life, considering all the coaching turnover on every team except the Steelers.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah, but don't fire him this year.
No.
Wait till next year.
Wait till next year, yeah. That would be, oh my God, I would be so happy. Like, as much as I love Dan Campbell, as much as I want this to work with Dan Campbell, if it doesn't, and we could scoop Mike Tomlin, that would be like a dream scenario for me.
Yeah, it absolutely would. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl and all the other addictions that, let's be real, they're plaguing our communities right now. Help fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know even is struggling, head to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation, 10 to 12 people, $120. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer, no hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or want to make a decision, they have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren McCarty away with Detroit Red Wings fantasy camp yesterday. Speaking of the Red Wings, they look more like the Red Wings last night. It seemed a little leaky defensively there. Just saying, it doesn't mean anything.
It's just preseason. Come on, they got to get their legs under them.
That's what you're going to see in the regular season, too. I'm just saying.
I was told by ESPN.com they're number 4 in the power rankings for all the NHL.
And maybe they are.
I was told.
Maybe they're chilling for the preseason.
WoodwardSports.com, chat, thread. This is pretty good. Detroit Sports T says, power rank the Woodward Sports personalities. That would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
That would be funny. Yeah.
Some people at this network would get upset.
Oh, for sure.
You know they would.
You can't do that because a lot of people in this business have glass chins. And if, you mean I'm not a top 3? You had me ranked 9th? What? How dare you? Rah.
They would too. Mm-hmm. Some people in this, and I think I've shared this with you guys before. People in this industry, in sports media, are some of the biggest pusses in the world.
They are. And
I can think of one blog site that's maybe the worst, the softest.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. No, there's a lot of softies, and they have glass chins, but they can dish it out.
Yeah.
But they can't take it. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
they came back at me.
They are soft. Looted Corp says, watch the Steelers make the playoffs this year. LOL. If they make the playoffs, then you put Mike Tomlin in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. No waiting period. He can still work. just put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and it's like what I said about Bill Belichick. Like, if he makes the playoffs with Mac Jones and an offense run by Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, he's the greatest coach in the history of sport.
Yeah. Which, there's a case that could be made for him.
Yeah.
But like Mike Tomlin, if he gets this team into the playoffs, Terry.
Yeah, no T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt.
Put him in. Are we fair? Are we all good with that?
Mitch Turdberger,
Sure, we'll do
quarterback.
that. But then again, if he doesn't make the playoffs, then people are going to want to fire him.
Well, I get that. Like the Steelers fans, they're used to doing that. But I'm being dead serious about this. Like when I say this, I mean like the game they win to clinch it. Stop the post-game stuff and pick up the shop and move it right to Canton and have him give an acceptance speech.
Or, as he's giving his little speech on the field after the game, slip a little yellow jacket on him.
Yeah. So
let's have a fashion show.
Aaron Davis says taking shots at Valenti. No, not at him. There's other ones. There's other ones. And
Does he have a
of them.
website?
What's that?
I thought you said the person had a website or something.
It's a blog.
Yeah, there's like a blog website. You guys know one.
I know exactly.
The day ones here, they know what we're talking about here, and it's funny because just soft. The away fan, WoodwardSports.com. Number 1, D-Mac. Number 2, Neal. Number 3, Spencer. Number 4, Sam. Number 5, Stick. Number 6, Easy. Number 7, everybody else.
Where's
Last.
Terry?
Number 7, everybody else. Last, Adam Baydoun.
There was no 4-letter words in there, so it wasn't Adam Baydoun.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's what it is though. Watch him mess around and get them to the playoffs. And since we're talking about coaches, I think this is kind of a good segue for that. This was a nice little exercise, I think, that Spencer threw on here. Younger coaches, just in terms of service time here in the Detroit sports scene, are some of these guys frauds or the real deal right now? T-Foss, right now, Mel Tucker, fraud or real?
I think he'll be proven to be real because he's doing things that the general public doesn't know about. He's basically been on the job 2 years. He's taken over a program where, we talk about the cupboard being bare. Mark D'Antonio had kind of checked out the last 3 years as Michigan State coach. So Mel Tucker had to inherit some of that slop. And I know a lot of people, and here's the other thing. I'm hearing that people are more pissed off about these 2 losses and want to take away the fact that the dude won 11 games last year. The dude was a Purdue loss away from winning or sharing or getting into the Big Ten title game. He's had 2 horrific losses, but from my understanding, Mel Tucker is hitting the recruiting trail hard. He's had to change the culture of Michigan State, when you're a football coach, you always have to change the culture because it seems like the previous coach leaves it in shambles. And D'Antonio did that. D'Antonio built it up to something great, and then he just got old, kept his old coaches on, lost interest.
He got full. He got full at the table.
Yeah, full at the table, full of money too.
Yeah, and I believe that as well.
That stuff don't stink.
He just got full. He wasn't hungry. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a chip.
And he wouldn't
anymore.
fire his friends. That was the biggest thing. Is when that's what I want to see out of Tucker. This summer is say goodbye to Scotty Hazelton. Say goodbye to possibly Jay Johnson. Like that was one of the biggest things of D'Antonio's downfall was he would just move guys around. Be like, all right, you're not the offensive coordinator anymore. You're the quarterback's coach. And then we'll move you in here, and he wouldn't fire anybody.
Yeah, he would shuffle the deck chairs, and when you went to sit on them, you still fall on the deck. It didn't matter where they were positioned. You were still failing with assistant coaches. But that's a real hard thing for coaches to do. They don't want to fire their boys.
Yeah.
Because it's my guy. I brought you here, but Mel Tucker's going to have to do that.
He is 100% going to have to fire Scotty Hazelton. No doubt.
Laying it down?
Yeah, he needs to be gone. He probably won't do it during season, but the day after the last game, Scotty Hazelton should be packing his bags and leaving.
I wouldn't do it during the season either.
Yeah.
Particularly in the college football season.
Yeah.
But, dude, I went to that game last week. My wife dragged me because she's a Spartan. And, man, seeing them live, here's what I came away with. The pass rush is worse than the secondary.
Yeah.
And the secondary is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota doesn't even have a good passing game, but they were picking them apart because they couldn't get to the quarterback.
Sam Flannel, you're the resident Michigan slappy. Mel Tucker, real or fraud?
I would have to go with real, as much as it pains me to say that. What he did last year with a lot of help from Kenneth Walker, having an 11-win season when they were clearly ahead of schedule, that's impressive. Even beating Michigan in 2020 when they were, I think, 3 or 4 touchdown underdogs, very impressive. It's clear he's a good recruiter. But so he's a good recruiter. He obviously connects well to the young people. But at the same time, the way he started this season has not been great. That loss at home to Minnesota, I think, is an indictment right now. But going forward, as a Michigan fan, Jim Harbaugh has still not beaten him. So I reserve any right to talk any crap until then. But even if I didn't have that moratorium, I think Mel Tucker is the real deal, and he will be the head coach at Michigan State for many, many years to come. That's why they locked him up. They didn't want him to go to LSU. That's how confident Michigan State was that they gave him that contract, and that's the nature of the game. That's why he got it. And I think he will prove to be a really good coach at Michigan State. Maybe even better than Mark. We'll see.
That's why I give you credit, Sam Flannel, because you do deal in reality. Brandon, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. If Harbaugh lost 34-7 at home to Minnesota, he would have been fired. No, Brandon, he could never be fired, because if you get beat 42-13 or whatever it was by Ohio State at home, and you made it through, what's the record against? See, like, I like that. That's kind of funny to me. What's the record against Ohio State and Michigan State?
Well, what's the combined? He has 4 wins against them combined. I don't know how many losses.
That guy is way off base. Jim Harbaugh got the longest honeymoon of any coach
ever
in the state of Michigan, because no matter
he
what
couldn't
he did,
get fired.
He can't. And Ward Manuel loves him. The Michigan brass loves him. So he's not going to get fired. There won't even be talk about him getting fired except from the fans. The fans are the ones that start all this crap.
Yeah.
And Ward Manuel, that's his guy, and he's not going to fire him.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. What about Juwan Howard?
I mean, I think he's the real deal as of now.
Yeah.
Because in the 2021 season, they did make the Elite Eight, although that was a missed opportunity. They got upset by UCLA to get to the Final Four, which I was very upset about. Last year gave me some cause for pause, though, because they were ranked, I think, preseason either number 6 or top 5, and they were lucky to make the tournament. They arguably shouldn't have. And Caleb Houston and Musa Diabate were obviously high 5-star recruits, and they did not develop properly under Juwan Howard. Was it Juwan Howard's fault? Not necessarily, but he only has 1 great season out of the 3, and the way it ended wasn't great. They should have made the Final Four, and last year was an extreme disappointment. But I still think he's a guy that recruits will want to come play for because he has NBA ties. The way he helped develop Franz Wagner into a very good NBA player, I still think Juwan Howard is the real deal, but I have questions. I will just say that, but I will still say real deal.
I'm going to say real deal, but I'll admit I got shook when you start punching people. Because I'm like, okay, Juwan, you're not a freshman forward at Michigan. You are a grown man now.
Coach at Michigan,
and he's still
right.
talking about, man, Chicago, man. You don't disrespect me in Chicago. You're not in Chicago. You're in Ann Arbor. You are a Big Ten coach with one of the top 25 programs in the nation. You can't go rogue on people.
And I would say, too, that basketball is even more recruiting based than coaching based, as opposed to football. You know, where just like the coaching part of it, right? If you can get elite talent, which Juwan Howard can get elite talent, and of course, because he's got a great staff around him too, like guys like Sadi Washington and stuff like that, proven out to be great.
Hey, and Phil Martelli, hiring him was maybe Juwan Howard. That was arguably his best move because he is one of the best assistant coaches in the country as a guy who had many years with success at St. Joe's. I think he is helping Juwan Howard learn how to be an in-game coach and actually coach the players. But Juwan Howard, I think he has the recruiting game kind of all done. But the way Caleb Houston and Moussa Diabate developed last year, that burns my soul. And the whole season as a whole being such a disappointment, that gave me some cause for pause, but I'm not ready to push the panic button just yet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Brandon says Jim Harbaugh never opened 1-3 and lost to Minnesota by 30 at home. Well, yeah, look at the schedule he's played. He would never, ever be 1-3 at home. Look at those openers, man.
Hey, Jim Harbaugh always beats who he's supposed to beat. That's the one thing that Brady
and
Hoke
Tucker
and Rich
didn't start
Rodriguez.
1-3. Technically, it's 2-2.
That's true.
They did win 2 games this year.
Yeah. So
against nobody, but they did win 2 games.
Bloody Mary says Harbaugh's 4-14 versus top 10 teams and 4-9 against his rivals. But yeah, he's a quote great coach, and I think that's a good point to end it right there, because I knew we were on borrowed time. I knew what road we were going down.
Yeah,
even before we got in the car, I knew what road we were going to go down.
I just put in the chat, Jim Harbaugh lost 49-11 to Wisconsin and 38-21 to Indiana, but Indiana was a good team that year. Minnesota's a pretty good team this year. They still shouldn't have lost like that, but if that's your argument about Indiana, then Minnesota's pretty good this year.
Yeah, but you can.
I'm not saying
you can massage numbers any way you want.
No, you can.
Yeah. Like for Mel Tucker, you point out he won 11 games last year. The detractors will say, well, he's only 6 games above 500 since he took over as Michigan State coach. There was a lot of bad records during the COVID year.
Yeah.
No, you throw that away. I was told you throw that away, depending on your narrative.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Don't throw it away from Mel Tucker, though.
Okay, absolutely.
No, you can throw that year away from
Throw
Mel
it away
Tucker.
for Jim Harbaugh, though.
All right. I know where to go if you want a haircut.
Absolutely, and that, of course, is Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience, and it's your last month to register to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days, walk in anytime, no appointments necessary. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com. Yes, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activities, live scores, play-by-play updates, but maybe the most impressive and most useful function of it all, at least in terms of the way I use oddstrader.com, the best price from every game from multiple sports books, all on one screen. No closing apps, opening apps, going through your phone, going back, going forth, none of that stuff. It's all there in front of you. You can customize a list to have just the books that you have accounts with, and boom, you go right there. You bought that action, right, boss? Get your action in using oddstrader.com. Oddstrader.com. Find your best bet. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Here at our Woodward Sports chat thread, Paul Thomas says, good show, boys. Need to talk about the Lions defense more, though. Our defensive coordinator is our weak spot. And I have been thinking about that, T-Foss. And this is off the sheet. We didn't discuss this or anything like that, but I am curious to pick your brain in an organic manner. How much of it, because I've seen this, right? Like Aaron, there's been a lot of underseated, lower, back channel criticism of Aaron Glenn. which we can talk about because of the results, but at the same time, you yourself have intimated it should be a 4-0-7 defense. There's no linebacker. Right? Linebacker's a weak spot. Our highest paid linebacker is like $2 million. Like, can it be both? Is it a lack of talent? What is the story? What's the deal with Aaron Glenn?
It can be both. I personally think it's mostly lack of talent. The Lions need another edge rusher. They need linebackers, obviously. They need a couple more corners of people in the backfield. This is and what did the Lions neglect for year after year after year? The defense. Defense hasn't been good in years. So now all of a sudden it's Aaron Glenn's fault.
Not only not good, historically bad.
Yes. From the 0-16 season on, it's been bad. But the other thing you had to do is you had to change a mindset, and he's only had less than 2 years to do that. These players were taught a certain way under Quinn Trisha or Matt Patricia to be more passive. Now he's trying to get them to be more aggressive, and he doesn't have the horses to do that yet. I mean, this is what Brad Holmes is here, and it's going to take him 3 years to at least get not only good defenders, but people to back them up. If something happens to Aidan Hutchinson, what happens to that pass rush? It's not a great pass rush, but if you get rid of him, or if he goes down, where do you go?
Watch this, Terry. Sam, I was told if Aidan Hutchinson shows up on the scene, that all our aches and pains were taken away. What's the deal?
Hey, I never said that. I just said that individually Aidan Hutchinson will have a great year and that it will help the Lions defense. Although, for the record, I think we can all safely say that the Lions do not beat the Commanders without that first half dominant performance from Aidan Hutchinson, helping them pitch a shutout in the first half. So that's one game in which Aidan Hutchinson has impacted phenomenally, although in 5 of the 6 halves, a lot of times
it's been mid.
You don't even know he's on the field. But the nature of a defensive end is sometimes you're only going to make 1 or 2 big plays a game, and they can change the game, kind of like they did against Washington. But I still would like to see him consistently get more pressure and at least harass quarterbacks and provide more in run defense. So to that extent, Aidan Hutchinson, 5 out of 6 quarters he's been pretty mid, but that 5 out of 6
was
halves,
explosive.
He's been pretty mid, and that one half was one of the best halves by a defensive end period I've ever seen.
Okay, guys, Aidan Hutchinson, I don't know if you know this, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
And he's got to figure out how to slow the game down. He has to figure out, and I think he did that for one game, but he has to figure out just raw aggression and beating your man. That works in the Big Ten, but it doesn't work in the NFL. Because sometimes that guy is nudging you to a certain spot and you don't even realize it.
Hey, especially
and I think that's what happened with Aidan Hutchinson. Now he's got to learn the game. He's got to learn how to just do his job. And for a guy like him, the tendency is to let me do somebody else's job because I'm a first-round pick. I'm supposed to be great. And I don't quite trust the guy next to me. Well, you have to trust that guy. Let him do his job. You do your job. And that's the way it works on defense, particularly on the defensive line.
Hey, it kind of reminds me. Learn that. It reminds me of how it went against Jalen Hurts, where he had some pressures, but Jalen Hurts would just kind of step aside and run for 10. So that's kind of Terry's point, that he's playing too fast and out of control sometimes, especially against a guy like Jalen Hurts, who can kill you with his legs.
I think Aidan Hutchinson is going to produce very well in this game. You're going up against 2 rookie tackles. The left tackle and the right tackle at Seattle Stars are both rookies. Geno Smith is kind of clumsy in the pocket. He's a little escapability, but he always feels like Gumpy when he runs to me. So
Gumpy.
So I expect Aidan Hutchinson to right the ship. He's coming off another week with that. I talked about it on heavyweights. I'll cut him a little slack because he was injured. He was dealing with that deep thigh contusion, which can hamper a defensive lineman who needs to explode off of that leg on every play. So I still wanted to see him, in the stat
Yeah,
sheet.
for a minute he looked like Uncle Festus out there.
Yeah, so
Gumpy. I'm just happy to see Gumpy came back.
Yeah, it's what
I thought it was. I thought you.
That's
I thought
Gumpy,
you.
not Gumby.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
two different people.
Yeah.
I thought the youth had lost track of the word Gumpy.
No, he's Gumpy to me. Geno Smith is Gumpy to me. When he runs, he just doesn't look like that athletic. It looks clumsy. Like I said, 2 rookie tackles. I think Aidan Hutchinson's going to eat this week.
Sam Flannel, Matt O, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Sam Flannel can dance. I'll call it the Michigan step back. LOL.
The Michigan step back. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I got some moves. So.
Is that when you call a timeout that you don't have?
That was
Now,
a step
Flannel,
back.
can you dance or can you bust a move?
Dance. I got rhythm, but I don't have any flair whatsoever.
Okay.
That's my fiance.
That's a
I can dance.
good distinguisher too.
Yeah.
Flair, definitely. You need flair to bust a move.
Gangsters don't dance, they boogie.
Hey,
Sam Flannel.
it's like in Hitch, you just kind of stay to this little.
No, gangster don't have to dance. He just sits back and looks sweet. That's all he
Just pull my pants.
Yeah,
do the
Rockaware. Yeah, no doubt about that. Hey, whether you can dance or not, I think you'll be able to agree. Cintron is the new go-to in the energy drink game. The official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into one limited edition 6-pack sampler box. You can try Cintron's great tasting Cranberry, Classic, and sugar-free all in one pack. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. You can get yours today. Remember, Cintron available at your local Kroger store as well. It's taken over, everybody. Tap into Cintron. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Happy to have you with us. And you got questions for the Woodward crew? Fire them away. Doesn't matter who it's for. We'll get to those as we come down the stretch. Interesting debate. Our little screens, TV screens we have in here on ESPN, I just happened to look up, and they were talking about Saquon Barkley. And he leads the NFL in yards from scrimmage. Not a surprise to me because it is a walk. You know, it's a situation where it's a walk year for him. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. So I asked the question to everybody out there. You're a GM. What would your contract offer to Saquon Barkley look like? You're a GM and you need a running back.
1 year.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Sam Flannel.
God, 3 years, $42 million.
So what? 14-ish.
I don't know if I would pay it, but Saquon Barkley, I think you can get 3 more prime years out of him. And when he's healthy, he's arguably the best back in the league, and I will die on that hill.
There's only one running back I'd pay a lot of money to. That was Barry Sanders. Not only was he great, but you knew he wasn't going to get busted up.
Because he never got hit?
He never got hit. You kind of tripped him and shoved him out of bounds, but nobody just lined up and popped him. So I would trust that he's not going to get injured. And you know what else he didn't? He didn't fumble the football. Ever. He did not fumble the football. I'm sure he did at some point if you look it up. But for the most part, this dude would carry the rock 400 or 500 times with no fumbles. The rest of the running backs, they're expendable.
And what did he do, Terry? Once he got the first down, he was hemmed in on the sideline. What did he do? Stepped out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
I've never understood why more running backs don't do. I know we get caught up in like the machismo and all that kind of stuff. I know that we do.
You know why? Because I got to punish you. That's why.
But you punish yourself too.
But I got to show you what a man I am.
Lower your shoulder and get those extra 2 yards like a
When
man.
you already
Don't step out of bounds.
When you already have the first down. Barry did it.
No,
people
right.
punking him.
That was being sarcastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of times
Totally
you get an
sarcastic.
extra 18 inches. Big deal.
That is crazy. Barry Sanders, so his rookie year he had 10, but then after that it was 4, 5, 6, 3, 0, 3, 4, 3, 3. So you take out his rookie year, he has 31 career fumbles and 3,062 carries. That is nuts.
Yeah. No, he was, man. He was goated on the sticks. Mark Walston said, I'd give him 2 years, $30 million. So, okay, so you overpay a little bit to get a shorter term. Because all these things come down basically to math equations. The value of a shorter term versus more annual.
Right.
That's essentially what it comes down to. T-Foss top, what 1 year, $4 million, T-Foss?
No, I wasn't going that low. I was going 1 year, $10 million.
It's interesting because you guys know that I use Spot Track. That's kind of my Bible of how I go around sports. And they have a little market value tab on free agents. And I was stunned when I opened it up and saw this. They have this calculated market value at $4.5 million. 4 years, $18 million.
Who's that?
For Saquon Barkley.
See that? It's more
He's
along
gonna
my lines.
demand more than that, though. I mean, especially if
running back.
Running back, stay on.
But what if he gets like 1,700 yards? I don't think he's going to accept a contract like that. Some team will overpay for him. And hey,
Right.
if his rushing leads to Giants wins, maybe it's even his own team. We shall see.
Well, my thing is too, like Leonard Fournette's making $7 million a year.
Yeah.
I take if I'm his agent, I walk into the room and be like, look at this joke.
Yeah.
That's the asking price starts at $9 million.
So I'm sorry, but I'm just like, these stats are nuts. Like to see, I haven't like looked up these stats like on paper. In '94, he had 331 rushes for 1,883 yards, 44 receptions, 0 fumbles. Like that is so nuts, man.
It's cray.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, he is. He's goated. He's goated on the sticks. Walston says he's like DeAndre Swift, always hurt. He's not going to be hurt this year because the money's be amazing. Isn't that weird, Terry? How that always works? That's really weird, isn't
Doing
it?
contract years.
Yeah. Tonight,
you hurt, but you don't let anybody know.
Dolphins, Bengals. Bengals are the move, everybody. I'm this close to attaching a get right to it, but I don't like to. It's a Thursday. If you're getting in gambling trouble that I got to bail you out on a Thursday, you don't come to me. Call 1-800-270-7110.
For sure.
But if you do that gift right tonight and it loses, you got to come back tomorrow with something.
No, I'm not attaching the get right to it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, but I am telling you to take the Bengals.
I mean, isn't the NFL kind of risky to do a get
you
right
feel
to?
like it.
Honestly,
Yes.
I mean, you usually do kind of like obscure college games.
Where
with all
there's
due respect.
where there's some room.
Yep, where you kind of and you know the Mountain West better than most. So who better than to trust than you, Neal Ruhl?
I mean, if you go off the math,
And the Bengals are going to wear the coldest uniforms in the history of football tonight.
the white ones.
Yeah, the white helmets. Those are so hard. So hard.
Yeah, they are. No, but Tua, if he pulls this one off tonight, though, Sam Flannel,
Depends on how he does it.
I'll be indignant tomorrow.
I
No,
know.
it doesn't depend on how he does it.
It does.
No,
but
it doesn't.
But if the Dolphins win, I'm not going to be here. No, I'm kidding.
No, like
I ain't gonna be here.
What if he like throws for 180 yards, but it's 3rd and 22, and they're down 3 in the 4th quarter, and he throws a missile that splits a seam to Jalen Waddle?
Hey, that was a big time throw, and I never denied it. But it's about the totality of what you do.
No,
for
that's
the
the
whole game.
moment of the game.
Hey, it was, and he delivered. And Josh Allen did not deliver on his moment, but Tua Tagovailoa did not have a great game by any means. That defense holding the Bills to 19 should take way more than the majority of the credit.
And the Bills didn't have a single starter of their secondary in that game.
That is true. Hey, for T. Foss, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got something you want to ride off on
I'm
something?
good.
Time flies when you're having fun.
You're cool.
We having bourbon tomorrow?
What's that?
Are we having bourbon tomorrow? No. Yes? No?
Tomorrow I cannot.
Okay.
Oh no, you know what? Yeah, we got 103 Club.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow's Friday, the 103 Club. Yes.
Spencer joining us or not?
Yeah. I'll join this room. It was packed in there last week.
It gets hot in that room.
Yeah, it does.
But hey, appreciate y'all tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Good.